What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And we got some stuff to talk about today. So we have a bit more information in regards to just some stuff that's going to be coming out very shortly. And just kind of the really shitty things that we've seen in today's news post that just ask a lot of questions of Bandai as to what the hell they're actually doing. We'll get into the details in just a moment. Obviously, they've announced the Apu banner. We talked about him yesterday. I do think Apu is actually a pretty decent unit, all things considered, but it is a Rumble legend. These units are very hard to get a hold of. I know many people are going to conserve their gems for the big Sugo Fest coming May 12th, so definitely wait for that. Furthermore, the Super Pirate Rumble gem sale, like nothing really special here. You know, buy a gem pack, you get 5 of each scroll. Nothing amazing. But then you've got more information about the Super Pirate Rumble, a fact that Apu gives you additional points for the Super Pirate Rumble. Again, who cares? But then we have this. This is the first of many talking points as to, once again, what the hell are Bandai thinking? So we have the information about, depending on how much bounty your account has, depends on how many legend tickets you're going to receive when the anniversary hits, which is on May 11th in the game. May 12th is the actual date, of course. But yeah, we did know that this was coming, about we had to accumulate more bounty, and because of this event, they actually had given us more bounty over the past month or two, from treasure maps, Pirate Rumble events, etc. So with this, we actually finally have information as to the actual rewards that we're going to be achieving here. So if you see that if your account has 1 million berries to 15 million berries, you're going to be getting a variable amount of legend tickets. So you see special rare recruit B, so there's different allocations of legend tickets, 1 to 10 plus 1 for each 1 million berries until 10 million. So basically the difference between 10 million and 14.9 billion is the same. So you're going to be getting up to 10 legend tickets there, and obviously it's going to be scaling as it goes ahead. So you actually need to receive a lot of bounty to receive all of these rewards. Now the really interesting thing here is that we see that the bounty 320 million to 340 million berries. The thing is that the Japanese version of the game has had access to the bounty functionality in the game a lot longer than global players, anywhere between 5, 6, 7 months longer than us. So the Japanese player base have had a longer time to accumulate this bounty, ultimately meaning that the players from the Japanese version of the game that have been playing since the introduction of the bounty system are inherently going to have more bounty than global players, meaning there are going to be at least a pretty decent handful of Japanese players that are going to achieve the highest capacity rewards, whereas basically 99% of global players, I'd say 99.9% of global players are not receiving this. I believe only in the realm of maybe 5 to 10 people on the global server are actually going to receive these maximum rewards, which is just wild to think about. Shout out to those guys, which is absolutely bonkers. As for me, I'm at 251 million bounty right now. By the time this comes out, you know, which is, I think there's a cutoff period. I think it's March 8th, I think it was. Yeah, May 8th, sorry. May 8th is the cutoff period. By the time that comes around, maybe I'll be at like 260 million, but either way, you'll see that, you know, where I'm at right now, I can't really reach the next capacity rewards anyway. You know, obviously for each amount of incremental bounty I earn, I can get additional legend tickets, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's just kind of bizarre, the fact that, you know, Japan have had this new functionality of bounty a lot longer than global, and I feel like the people behind the game should understand that. So I feel like there should have been a discrepancy, you know, potentially giving us a wider range of pools so people could actually achieve some of these maximum rewards. Like, even if you tried your heart out, right, just the fact that Japanese version of the game have been 5, 6, 7 months ahead, they just inherently get more stuff. So that's one big major red flag a lot of people have been discussing since news time, which is just, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But then that goes even further with this tweet that I want to bring to you guys' attention. Pappy posted that, you know, during this campaign that we had a while back, that based on your level, you would get a certain amount of legend tickets. And during this event period, if you ranked up to level 1000, you would get 100 legend tickets, right? Whereas, you know, we look at the current event that we have, and it's based on your bounty, which is not very easily achievable. You actually have to play all these events, accumulate these events through spending a lot of, you know, effort, and also potentially spending gems to get these bounty levels. And you only get up to 20 legend tickets per level, whereas this one was just purely based on pirate level, and you could get 100 tickets just by leveling up your account, which, you know, obviously could potentially take rainbow gems as well, but leveling your account is much easier to do in comparison to earning bounty. So just a very weird comparison between the two events that we have had, with this one based on bounty and then this one based on your pirate level. It's just, it doesn't make any sense with what they've done in the past and then what they've done now. It's very bizarre, very bizarre decisions. For those of you who are wondering though, May 10th is when all of these legend tickets are going to begin distribution. So of course, when I achieve all these rewards, I'll likely make a separate video just doing all my legend tickets. I'll probably stream it because it should take a long time to do. Either way, the next thing that we can briefly talk about is this April Fool's event. I did talk about it briefly on the Apu video. Yeah, there's going to be a new clash coming out with Luffy, Law, and Kid, and it does state that during this 24-hour period, there is like a 99-star difficulty version of the quest, which is kind of bizarre. It's likely just going to be a joke where they do a lot of damage to you, but you like barely survive. Something stupid like that. It's going to be a way just so you can beat it very easily. It's just an April Fool's event. But I'm excited to see, you know, how this unit is going to super evolve, what's going to change. It's going to be interesting nonetheless. Now here we get to the next thing that really doesn't make a lot of sense. So the metal exchange. This is always one of the big talking points in the month because you can go ahead and pick up some copies for level limit break, potentially helping you beat some Grand Voyages, which is obviously fantastic. So we're going to go through this in this video today. So this is going to compile a lot of information. Usually I make a separate video for metal exchange, but for what is in this, it really doesn't make a lot of sense. So I want to talk about it in this video. So the World Journeys are back, the World Clash units are still here. There, I believe, are a couple more introductions to the powerful support effect characters. Remember, do not pick these characters up. The generic rare recruits, they're available essentially on every single banner moving forward. There is no reason to waste your medals here, unless if you specifically need the support effect for content, right? Anyways, moving on from that, we have some special characters. Just heads up, these special characters are all terrible. They are only there for collection purposes. They do not serve any purpose for actually beating content. These special characters are bad. Then we move into Treasure Sugo Fest only characters. We have these Supernovas, Law, Kid, and Hawkins, and I believe none of these characters are super noteworthy. Again, they have specials that are based on your navigation level, which doesn't really help you outside of Treasure Map. The Law and the Hawkins have normal specials, but the effects that they provide aren't that useful, so I can't really suggest to you guys to waste your medals here. Next, we get to the actual Sugo Fest exclusives, which is where the discussion begins. 150 medal tier, 3 copies per piece, V2 Sanji, V1 Shirahoshi. These characters aren't that great, even with their level limit breaks. I wouldn't really advise picking these characters up, unless of course they become useful for a Grand Voyage at some point. Unlikely. Next, we have the 250 medal character tier. So we have Super Type Katakuri, which I'm hoping receives a Super Evolution at some point. Would love to see Super Type Katakuri get a buff. But then we've also got Arlong Crew, which, because dual units have been receiving Super Evolutions, the previous Super Evolution that we did get was Shanks Crew. Shanks Crew debuted alongside Arlong Crew. It would be cool if Arlong got a 6+. Could happen. We don't know what the next 6+ is yet until we get the data download for the Treasure Map Sugo Fest, which should be within about a week's time, something like that. But then, 400 medal tier characters. You can only purchase one of these at a time. We have Shanks versus Whitebeard, and for some reason, Guild Tesoro. Now, the thing about this is that Guild Tesoro is a much older character compared to just the 250 medal tier characters alone. So, just by age circumstances, Tesoro should not cost 400 Sugo medals. But then there's something else. This is a screenshot taken from the One Piece Treasure Cruise subreddit, and you can see that on the 26th of May, last year, Tesoro was on the medal exchange for 150 medals. So I do not understand why Tesoro has now bumped up from 150 medals with 3 copies per purchase up all the way up to a 400 medal copy character. It just does not make any sense at all. But then furthermore on top of this, we can have a look at the 600 metal tier characters. Now if you guys remember, last month we had the introduction of Super Tandem lore for 600 medals. Now 600 medals is quite expensive, very, very steep, but Super Tandem lore is probably one of the best generic legends you can ever get. Like, he's on the level of Super Sugo Fest exclusives. But then for this month, 600 medals for the EXP boosting Marco and Big Mom. Now, I will say that, like, it makes sense why these characters are on this list, because these are the characters that debuted right before the anniversary last month. We're talking about that in 2022. Marco and Big Mom came out, and then basically a couple weeks later they had anniversary, which was Hybrid Kaido, Super Tandem Luffy, Ace Yamato, waifus. Right, that's the way that event worked. So it is a little bit weird that we're getting this right now for 600 medals, because these characters are not worth 600 medals. It definitely feels like they're trying to change things up, where they just want to farm more medals off of you, right? They're just trying to push it up so the newer characters are worth 600, and then they're still adding older characters to 400 medal tier, which I'm not a big fan of. I just think that most of these decisions that we've talked about in this video don't make a lot of sense and are inherently bad for the community. So I'm just not a fan of what they've done here. So I really hope that, you know, something can change, man. I'm really hoping that this anniversary coming up is big, the Big 9 anniversary. I hope that it means big things for the game, because the current decision making that they've been doing, at least for the current events, are odd, bizarre, and make no sense at all. But anyways, that is going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your thoughts and opinions about everything that we discussed in this video down below in the comment section. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.